Hi everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Recipe of the Week for the Cook's Companion. I'm Nadine Hughes, back here in my kitchen, and we are going to be talking main meals. Simple, fast, 10-minute main meals that you can put together during the week, but are really quite bright, colorful, and fancy enough, if you will, to serve to guests on the weekend. So who wants to be slaving in the kitchen when you've got guests over? I'd rather be drinking cocktails in the living room, quite frankly, but that's me. So in any case, what I'm going to do today for you is a seared salmon, okay, a very simple seared salmon fillet, but I'm going to put it over some braised spring peas and some new potatoes and maybe even some pea shoots. So it's sort of a great meal that's taking us sort of from the winter into the spring, which is hopefully coming soon. So let's get started, okay? Really simple and quick. You can put this together in 10 minutes tonight for dinner if you've got all the ingredients. So what I'm going to start with is I have already pre-boiled some baby potatoes. Now I've just used small baby potatoes. You can use larger potatoes, just cut them up into cubes, red potatoes, white potatoes, whatever you may want to do. But the nice new ones have got a really nice flavor to them. If you do cut them up, make sure that you cut them into the same size so that they'll cook evenly as well. So I put those into boiling, well salted water for about 5-10 minutes until they were knife tender, drained, set aside. I could do that in the morning, put them in the fridge, and then finish the rest of the meal later, but it doesn't take long to do, obviously. I'm going to get a little bit of my sauce going. So I've got a pan going here, and I'm going to add a little bit of butter, okay? You can add butter, oil, whatever it is that you want, and I'm just going to coat the pan. It's only like half a tablespoon of butter, so I'm going to add a little bit of chopped onion. I could use shallots, I could use leeks, I could use any type of onion that I really wanted to, but I'm just going to really the base of a sauce just to get a little bit of flavor, okay? Simple and easy going. Now I'm going to let that get a little bit translucent, okay? So that's just, I don't want them golden brown, I just want them starting to cook through. If I wanted to add a little tiny bit of garlic, I could, and quite frankly, I could even add a little bit of ginger if that's the flavor that I like as well. Now to that, what I'm going to add is I'm going to add my cooked potatoes, okay? And I'll give you at the bottom of this screen the full ingredients for servings for 4, but I'm just doing a single serving because it's lunchtime today. Then I'm going to add about a cup of frozen baby peas, spring peas. You can add more, you can add less, whatever you want to do. Give them a little toss around. And then I'm going to add about a cup, 250 ml, of chicken stock. I could use vegetable stock as well, or I could even use a little bit of white wine or white wine water mix, something like that. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to it, and I'll add it with a little bit of salt as well. And I'm going to basically let this simmer away for a couple of minutes while I start to cook my salmon so that the peas get heated through, the potatoes get reheated if I've cooked them ahead of time as well, and the sauce gets just a little bit of those flavors start to meld together. So in the second pan, what I've got going is starting to heat my pan for the salmon. I am going to, again, I'm going to melt a little bit of butter. Again, I could use oil, I could use vegetable oil, cooking spray if you wanted to, but again, just a little tiny pat of butter. I'm going to season my salmon, and it's a really nice piece of salmon that I've got here. Beautiful color, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so gorgeous, lovely, no pin bones in there whatsoever. Buy them in a big fillet, and then I can actually even cut them up as well. I'm going to add this to my pan. Lovely sound. Okay, and because the salmon is quite thin, it's really only going to take about a minute on each side. It's going to sear, okay, and I'm going to let it sear. I'm not going to move it around. Then I'm going to flip it over, cook it for another minute. I like my salmon medium rare, okay? Now, just like anything else when you're cooking beef or chicken or whatever it may be, you want to cook it, remove it, let it sit for a couple of minutes. It'll continue to cook. It'll hold all the juices in so you don't cut into it, okay? And it'll be perfect after a couple of minutes, depending upon the thickness of what you've got. So we'll get my sauce, take a look here, see how it's going. Now, I'm going to take a look at my fish. You want to use sort of a wide spatula. I can't see this against my black shirt, but a wide spatula so you don't break the fish apart when you go to turn it. Don't use tongs or anything like that as well. And I'm going to see. Ooh, I like the sound. Flip it over, and I'm hoping that you can see how nice and beautiful and golden that is. Don't you love my well-used pan? I love it. Best flavors in this pan. Okay. Just going to let it get a little bit brown. I'm going to take my sauce, see how it's going with my potatoes, my spring peas. And again, I could use sugar snap peas, especially, you know, if you saw some fresh ones in the store, that would look lovely. But frozen peas are a great thing to have in your freezer. You can add them to lots of things. I've got actually a great minted pea spread that I'll share with you in a couple of weeks, particularly as we get closer to spring. I'm going to turn the heat off on my salmon because there's still quite a bit of heat going through here. And I'm going to plate. Yeah, I told you, it was fast. So I'm going to take some of my sauce along with the peas, the baby potatoes. I'm going to be enjoying lunch today. Put it in this nice shallow bowl. Don't worry, I'll show you. And then I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to take my salmon. So really, what was that? Go look at my laptop counter. It's been a couple of minutes for my salmon, that's it. Put that on top. Beautiful. Get that out of the way. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper, touch more salt, and if I wanted to, I could even add maybe some of these nice pea shoots, okay? You can get these in any grocery store, pea shoots, anything like that, just to give it a little bit more crunch, a little bit more color. Gotta clean the plate for you. And that is my braised salmon with peas, baby potatoes, a little bit of, you know, if I want to throw some fresh herbs on here as well. It's quick and easy. Dinner's on the table in about 10 minutes. And it really is beautiful, even for your guests as well. All right, so this recipe is simple, easy. You're going to get it on here. You can also get it on my website, which is thecookscompanion.ca. And just, you know, you can find lots of style tips there as well, place settings, bar tips, all those sort of ideas, okay? So thanks for watching again, and you have yourselves a great day. I'm going to go eat lunch now. See you later.